Why is the raven like a writing desk? I don't have the slightest idea. Unless the raven is the writing desk, like Atlas holding the globe. I don't know. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Finally, another movie review. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, I am capable of red lips. Even though that doesn't prevent me from being a full-blown burp, or full-blown nerd, or a full-blown derp. One of those three. Now, this movie is out in the US long ago, but it just came recently in Indonesia, and I am so sad about that. As someone that has a fascination for insanity, you know how much I love Harley Quinn, you know how much I love the Joker, and you know how much I love them both together. It's kind of a bummer for me because this movie oozes insanity, and I can't see it when it was debuted in US, and that's kind of bad. But anyway, I did watch it, and I did read the book when I was pursuing my bachelor degree, and I don't understand anything about it. It was so out there, it was so random, and it's so spontaneous. It's just weird, and it's not a normal book, not in a bad way. I'm not even sure that it is adequate for a children's book, but I love everything about it because it kind of shows that you can make the impossible possible, and it just shows many choices. It makes you think that things will be hard sometimes, but you can choose to think outside the box and go nowhere, but you can also choose to think outside the box and actually go somewhere. So it's not for everybody to understand and enjoy, but I love it. I love the weirdness, the craziness, the absurdity, mainly because it represents me in a lot of ways. Now, where is it? Look. This is, can you see it? See? This is the book that I purchased in London recently. I'm pretty sure it's at the British Museum where they shoot the Night at the Museum 3. I kind of missed the story, and I saw the book, and it's so pretty, and I've read both stories, both the Alice Adventures in Wonderland, and of course the movie that we will talk about now, which is Through the Looking Glass. But now, onto the review. First of all, the title might be the same with the second story. The movie is not the same as the book. The only aspect that they have that is actually exactly the same is the fact that Alice uses looking glass to travel towards the Wonderland, or in the movie, they call it Underland. But the second story is very heavy at chess. You know, Alice moving from one square to another, while in the movie it's nothing like that. It's very, very different. So I crossed that expectation right away after I understand that it was not like the book, and I just tried to enjoy the movie for what it was. Quick recap, Alice in Wonderland ended with Alice Kingsley actually striking a deal with her ex-fiance's father in order to travel around the world and expand the business. But this movie, the Alice Through the Looking Glass movie, actually started with her as a captain going back to London and has to face many things that I won't get into details of. While she's dealing with these things, she kind of thinks that time is a thief and a very, very bad thing. Now, having this mindset, Alice continued on as he stepped off the real world and get into the Underland or Wonderland to see and know that Mad Hatter, which is her best friend, is not well at all. The only way to help Mad Hatter is to contact Time, which is a he, surprisingly, and borrow his powers in order to help Mad Hatter so he could become healthy again and, you know, cheerful, crazy, the Mad Hatter that we all know and love. Now, for my review, let's get to the not really good part first. For a long-time reader or a long-time fan of Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass, by reading the book, the movie is probably not good for them because, well, like I said, it is very different. The story in the movie is very different than in the book. And I've watched one of the other adaptation, which is played by Kate Beckinsale, and it is similar to the book, Sadly, I didn't get to watch all of it because I think the volume is too small on my copy, so I just like, I give up. I don't think I could watch this anyway because, and also there's no subtitles, so it's even harder to understand. Also, in the first movie, the story was kind of spot on. Like when Alice is curious, she follows a white rabbit and falls into a hole, and it's similar like the book. But in this second movie, in Alice Through the Looking Glass, it's like there's a lot of flashback going on. It could be a little bit dragging throughout the movie, and I did feel it at one point. Like, oh god, so many flashbacks. Not that I hate the flashbacks, but could you just move on through the story? And yeah. And even though there's a clear storyline on how the Red Queen never get along with the White Queen, I just think it could be even more deeper than just having the Red Queen forgives the White Queen for what she did. Because the Red Queen, I mean, she killed a lot of people, a lot of stuff and things that, well, I can't really say that they are people, some of them are cards, but still, she's very vengeful, and for her to just forgive the White Queen while she thinks that what the White Queen did is really, really bad, it's just, maybe I just want more drama, but I feel like they could dig a little deeper on that. Now, for what I like about this movie, I think it represents a fresh take of the world that we know as Underland. Now, in the first movie, Alice is just Alice. She's kind of clueless, she doesn't know what to do, even though she knows in her head that she's different than everyone else, she's different than other girls. But in this story, Alice knows what she wants in life and her goals and everything, and she's more focused and more daring than before, than the first movie, at least in my opinion she is. We got to see different aspects of the story, including how the Hatter lost his family and why the Hatter, the Dormouse, and the Mad Hare cannot have tea time. I mean, it's always like few minutes before tea time, so is it 1 minute before tea time and never the real tea time? You can see why in this movie. And then of course the one I already mentioned, why the Red Queen cannot get along with the White Queen. Also, we get to see why the Red Queen has such a giant head, and it might surprise you. And Alice in this movie is just taking risk after risk, and she even got back to the real world and confined in this asylum before she go back to the Underland, and it's really, really crazy, and I love it so much. But unlike the first movie that centered around the Red Queen, like Alice versus the Red Queen, this mostly centers on Alice's relationship with the Mad Hatter. As for the characters, the first character that I want to talk about, which is the newest character, which is Time, played by Sacha Baron Cohen. Now, I don't know much about his film, sadly, but I know that he is the husband of Ella Fisher, which is a really, really great actress, and I've seen her in Now You See Me. Sadly, she doesn't appear in Now You See Me too. Okay, back to the review. According to the trailer, Time is not someone that anyone should mess with, insinuating that he is dangerous. But in the movie, Time is kind of like just a strict and very, very harsh timekeeper, but not as scary as, you know, like horror movie scary, but more like discipline scary. So the trailer is kind of misleading, but I guess that's what trailer does. In the movie, he's not dangerous at all. At least for me, he's not dangerous at all, but he just wants Time to go on like it always was. And yeah, he has a lot of power, but it doesn't really stems from him. It stems from something else. So I don't sense him as mysterious and scary, but more like a little bit clueless and overprotective. So since I don't really get who Time's supposed to be, I can't really say that Sacha Baron Cohen really did a great job as Time. But if Time's supposed to be a protector, then he did a good job. Not great, not excellent, but good job. My favorite character in the first movie, which is Mad Hatter, but I think I might have to switch to White Queen. The reason being, she just made me laugh all the time whenever she does. She does this. Oh god, it was so funny, and the way she talked, it's like she's high on something. Maybe donuts, maybe too much flour that can talk, or maybe she stole Absalom's shisha and she took it. I won't talk much about Mad Hatter and Alice. They did a great job in this movie. Not very different from the last movie. Although, I want to say a special note on Absalom. Absalom is voiced by one of the most brilliant actors that I've ever seen in my life. I've known him as Snape in Harry Potter, and I've known him in several other movies that I cannot mention one by one because mainly I don't really remember his characters, but I remember him playing them, and I realized that I will always miss this actor because he's no longer with us. Alan Rickman, may you rest in peace. Bottom line, should you watch this movie? Now, I won't give it a heck yeah! Since Alice Through the Looking Glass is a complicated, crazy tale that it's not for everyone. But if you want a weird adventure that is safe for children to watch, sure, why not? Just don't have a lot of expectation that this will be anywhere near the first movie or the books because they are totally different. But it still has a lot of touching moments and messages from everyone, child or not, that they would understand. Also, it has a lot of time puns, so there's that. I hope you are happy and having a great life, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, not necessarily in that order. And if you think you are completely bonkers, don't worry, because the best people are bonkers. Thank you for watching.